Hi, and welcome back to Talk of the Town, joined by our news partners today from Project Home. I've got Adam and Bob who are with us. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So May is actually National Home Improvement Month, which is exciting because right up your alley here. We're going to talk a little bit about some specifics in renovations and improvements, but I first want to share with viewers, you had a big event over the weekend. Let's recap.
Yeah, this past weekend was our annual Hammer with a Heart volunteer event where we fix up, I believe there were 5 projects this year, 5 households, and we did a couple of roofs, exterior improvements, stairways to make the house more safe and accessible, gutters, and some grading to control some moisture outside, and just general deferred maintenance, get that caught up. We had some great community partners with Charter Spectrum, Michael F. Simon Builders, J.H. Findorf, Carpenter's Local 314, and Wanakee Remodeling all sponsored houses this year. So, we're very great community support for that event. I think we're in our 17th year, and I believe we've done maybe 116 homes so far through that program.
That's really incredible, and it takes a lot of people that step up to help to do
that.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're always looking for volunteers for those programs.
Yeah, volunteers and the great businesses that helped out as well. So you might have heard of that event. It's Hammer with a Heart, and also the weatherization program. Let's talk a little bit also about the Optimist division and the types of services that you offer through that.
Sure. Yeah, most people probably have heard of us through our weatherization services and our other home repair programs that we offer in the Madison area. A lot of those programs are income qualified households. With the Optimist program we started a few years ago, that's for any household income level. We do general contracting work, window and door replacements, energy efficiency improvements, accessibility modifications like wheelchair ramps, widening doorways, that sort of thing. And we run it as a social enterprise. So any profits that we should make in that program, we kind of roll back into our community service programs.
Wow, it all kind of comes together, doesn't it?
Yep.
Let's talk a little bit more about the specifics of home improvements and some of the common reasons people do renovations. There's got to be all kinds, but what are some of the main ones you see?
Sure. So we do a lot of energy. We're a focus on energy partner. So we do a lot of energy kinds of things, window and door replacements. A lot of times we're replacing a leaky window or door with something with like an Energy Star label or logo with it. So that can save the homeowner some money on their energy bills. We also do some general updates and maintenance on the home, as well as some modifications or personalization of the home too.
Very good to know. And I want to make sure we touch on this a little bit, Bob. Talk to us about cost versus value and sort of what the meaning is when we're talking about improvement.
Sure. So, obviously there's a cost associated with doing home improvements, and some of the projects have a little bit more resale benefit. They're actually improving the value of the home. Some of the front entrance or the kitchen or the master bath are some highlight, that you get a bigger bang for your buck on the dollars that you spend. But it's every project is a little bit different, and the homeowner's needs are different, and we want to be responsive to that.
Yeah, that's a good point, because everybody has sort of different needs and uses for their home. And so if you're doing a remodel on a small part of the house, you still need to really consider the whole house, right? Why is that important?
Yeah, that's correct. The house almost acts as a living organism in a way, in how it handles things like heat and moisture and airflow. So when you're doing things like an addition or even changing out windows and doors, that can affect how the air flows through your home, which could change other things in the home. How well your home is able to handle things like moisture management. By tightening the house up, you're cutting down some of that natural airflow, so you may need to look at some other strategies to manage moisture in the home, like a ventilation system. So it's important to kind of keep all these factors in mind when you're looking at doing any sort of home improvement. You don't want any sort of unintended consequences.
No, you don't, and that could get expensive. Talking about cost, right? Real quick before we had to break, you have a class coming up in Sun Prairie on May 30th. Give us just the cliff notes.
Yeah, that's going to be at the Sun Prairie Public Library, and it is actually on the unintended consequences or unintended pitfalls of doing some of those home improvements. We talk a little bit about moisture management, how your HVAC system responds to various home improvements, and then trying to mate up different parts of the building together. If you're adding an addition, what to consider there as far as attention to detail to make things work right in the end.
Wow. I need to learn about all of those things. There's a lot to know, that's for sure, when we're talking about remodeling. But again, May, National Home Improvement Month. May 30th, you can take a class in Sun Prairie. Thank you so much to both of you for being with us today.
Thanks for having
Thank you
us.
for having
Again,
us.
we're talking to Adam and Bob with Project Home, and you're watching Talk of the Town. We'll be back with more after the break.